Ow! I can see it's already begun. Well, yeah, there we are. Hello, everybody. I've been dealing with tech issues all day. You see, Y2K is upon us. Everyone, I have some very, very bad news. Yes, indeed. On this, the year of our Lord, 1999, it's coming to an end. And then as 2000 begins, everything falls apart. All the computers are going to shut down. I'm going to stop working. Nuclear weapons are going to fly all over the place. Oh, no worries. You're fine, Pleasant Moth. Welcome, welcome. I've been having tech issues all day. It's okay. It's understandable, seeing as that all the computers are failing on us. Anyway, I'm preparing for the worst. I mean, nuclear war is gonna happen. You're all gonna mutate and turn into weird goblins and start eating each other. I'll cease to exist because I'm not gonna function anymore. I just built this fucking body. This robot body will stop working. Everyone's gonna die. Planes are gonna fall from the sky, and it's not just gonna be Boeing. It's gonna be all of them, and everything's gonna suck. End of days fucking finally. I know, right? But it's still scary. It's a lot to navigate. Thankfully, I plugged in my modem and I went on to America Online, and I found some video links. I found some videos that might help us get through this. I am hoping for the best. We're gonna see what we can do. We're gonna see what we can do about it. But hopefully this will help us prepare for the inevitable, help each other out through this. And if there is a way to truly get through the entire meltdown, maybe, just maybe, we'll be okay. Maybe we're gonna get through it, right? We're gonna try to. And I have all the educational material and all the fun little informational clips of what's going on to help us out through that. But for now, everyone, thank you for coming on by. I'm ready to start this up and figure out what the hell we're doing here about this monstrosity of who didn't put the first two numbers on the freaking codes, you know? What we're gonna have to deal with now, it's insane. Time to call Neo from that new Matrix movie in theaters. Maybe he'll know. I mean, it's sad that we're not going to get to see it. Listen, y'all, I have a theory that the Wachowskis are trans, and time will tell. But I don't know. Just seeing their work, it kind of resonates like that. We'll find out. But if we can find out, and if this does all happen to be fake. But, you know, I've got my concerns about Y2K. I think that this is going to go very badly. I don't know. I could see that, yeah, right? Like, I'm not the only one who sees it. I think you're gonna, if I'm right, if we live through this and I'm right, you're gonna be like, damn, Breezy, you were right. But I don't know, God knows when that would happen or when that would be revealed. Point is, right now, it's all about figuring out what the hell we're gonna do to get through this. And so, yes, we have videos. We have some information. We're gonna learn a little bit and see what we can do about all of this. I hope that some of this will help. A lot of it just seems like kind of scary videos that are just kind of, you know, more people freaking out about this as well. But perhaps in there's also some information. I don't know. This is a new thing for me, having the world end. So let's have a look.
It's 2 a.m. January 1st, year 2000. Power's out. It's pitch black. You need light. If you planned ahead, you'll have one of these.
I didn't plan ahead.
You'll have light and communication. Call now and get the ultimate Y2K survival kit from
We didn't get the U. We didn't get the flashlight. You guys, we forgot to get the fucking wind-up oh my god.
A video resource guide with real advice from leading experts. A diagnostic computer program to test your PC. You'll receive 3 soup samples from Hourglass Foods. Food storage you'll want to eat. Plus, you'll receive a step-by-step guide that will show you how to prepare without wasting a single penny.
Call now and
those samples aren't going to last real long. I'll need to decide if I like them. I wonder how long it takes to ship things. I haven't called in to have something shipped to my house in a very long time. I don't know what it's like these days. Like, how long is this going to take? It's probably too late, if I'm being honest. Well, that didn't help any. What's all this, then? Yes, I know. What do we do about it?
Storing information was very expensive.
We should have gotten that flashlight you recharged by shaking. They're on the TV, so it must work. Do they have those? What a fucking marvel. That sounds amazing.
1970 became 70. 1971, 71. And so on. At the time, it seemed like a great idea.
Sure.
Until recently, virtually every computer on the planet contained this 2-digit year code. that in a few months from now will read the year 2000 as 00. This double zero, unless fixed, will be processed as 1900 in many cases, or will not be understood at all, and that is a big problem.
Okay, so everyone, this is what we're dealing with right now. I didn't fully understand it myself. I'm not really the sharpest cookie.
It should have been addressed years ago, and now time is running out. The countdown is being declared by days, hours, minutes, and seconds on internet sites around the world. If we fall into a state of emergency, it will take years and years to fully recover.
God, a world with no internet.
It should be quite clear whether or not the government and businesses will be ready or not. At that point, we should be able to clearly anticipate most potential failures.
Okay.
Until then, we can only guess what will happen.
Thank you, Orange Guy.
There are at least 3 scenarios that should be considered at this time. The first is a probability of disruptions for a few days.
Okay, maybe it won't be so bad. Maybe it'll be okay.
This category, and this is a situation you can do something about. Your plan should be similar to preparing for a natural disaster in your area.
Okay.
One that would cause power outages and transmission problems.
Look, see, maybe we're gonna be all right. Maybe.
If the power goes out for 2 or 3 days, what are the things you should do now so you won't panic if that happens?
Candles!
Remember, this doesn't have to catch you by surprise.
Okay.
You can be prepared. If your refrigerator and freezer won't work, how will that affect your food supply? Do you have a backup plan? If your microwave and stove won't work, how will you heat things?
How will I make
food
food?
Supplies that don't need to be heated.
Oh no!
If water and
I don't even
sewers
have
are
gas.
affected, do you have adequate bottled water? It is also important to consider what you'll do if
who
the
has
toilets
bottled
won't
water?
flush. What are your alternatives?
I live in Multnomah County.
If
My
the
water is
stores are
clean.
closed and you can't get food, do you have non-perishable supplies on hand? If the pharmacies are closed and you
I don't
can't
have
get
mac and
medicine,
cheese.
can
Oh,
you
my
get an extra
estrogen!
supply in
No!
advance,
I didn't order
especially
estrogen. Oh my
prescription
god,
drugs?
no! Oh dear
If
lord.
the ATM doesn't work and you
Oh,
can't get cash,
no.
in addition to your checking
My Hot
account, do you
Pockets.
have any ready reserves?
They're just
If the
gonna be
gasoline
regular
pumps don't work
pockets.
at the gas station because the power is sporadic.
I can't with this.
During those holidays.
Software is now available for assessing
man.
the Y2K compliance of your personal computer.
Yeah, I don't
whether
have that
used for
either.
business or at home.
I'm starting to think that a
Don't
lot of
wait
these
until the
videos
last
are gonna be
minute to
like,
check out
hey
your
Breezy,
system.
you should have prepared. Great, thanks. That helps a lot.
In
What do I
addition,
do
you
now?
Need to be mentally prepared. If the phones don't work for a few days, have a plan. worked
Mentally
out for those
prepared.
people
Listen, I'm
close to
already
you for
kind of losing it,
contacting
okay?
If
I
your
don't.
TV doesn't work,
I
do you have
break
a
down very
battery-powered
easily.
radio for emergency information. If the traffic signals don't work properly, decide to keep a level head and be careful about driving when you don't need to.
Oh god.
If buses aren't
I'm glad I'm
operating,
not going to be on the
do you
road
have
when that
an alternative
happens.
form of transportation? If airplanes aren't flying, will that affect your work?
Wait,
Are you
alternative.
planning
They
a
say
trip
that
over
as if
those
the bus
holidays?
itself isn't
might
going
wanna
to
If
going to
your
have to
employer
work with the
were to shut
traffic
down for a
lights.
few
What do you
days,
mean?
Can you prepare during the last few days of December so you won't face a crisis?
Can you go to the
Or
clothing
if you
store
miss a
and buy
paycheck,
ribbon for
government
no
check,
reason?
Do you have enough reserves to make it through a month without that income?
Money is
The
not
second
gonna
scenario is
matter.
more
It's gonna be
serious.
about gun
Less
shells
likely,
and
but
being
some
the
experts
stronger
think
gang,
possible.
man. We're gonna need to
Disruptions
rise
that
up
could
and
last
steal
up
what
to
we
a
need
month
to
or two.
survive.
We may not know if this will be a reality until the fall of 1999. But it's good
coming.
to think about it now.
I should have
while
watched
there's
this
still
so
time to
much
do something
sooner,
about it.
you know?
Putting aside enough cash to take you through a
We
month
didn't
or two
listen.
would be
We
difficult
didn't
to achieve in
listen.
a short time. But it could be accomplished over a year or so if you were serious about it. That's why you should start now. If you were out of work for a month with no paycheck, what would you do?
What would you do?
Dealing with power outages for a month is practically
Money will not be
inconceivable
exchanged for
most
goods and
of us.
services.
So
We're going to
unlikely,
we're going back to the
possibility
bullet
deserves thoughtful
method.
consideration now, at a time when you can think calmly and
What
clearly.
will money do when the system
Having
is
enough food,
down?
water, and medicine to last 30 to 60 days will be easier for some than others.
Okay.
Those living in small quarters may have to consider other contingencies, like thinking about who you could move in with for a time.
But then we're all gonna be hungry.
The third scenario is something we probably can't do very much about. It's a position that a number of experts have taken and one that elicits grave concern.
Oh my God.
Trying to create a general
Guys, can you imagine a collapse of our economy, our business structure, and our governmental services? Can you imagine that going to shit? I don't know what to do. This is too new for me. I don't. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh no. No. Oh God, I'm already paying the horror. I know. Like, oh shit.
Every day. With so much at stake,
like, I joke a lot, but fuck. We're gonna, oh no.
Avoid that scenario.
Yeah, no, our leadership, what are they gonna do about it?
Nature of the Y2K problem.
Thought it was too big to fail.
Interconnectivity, and a possible chain reaction.
Lo and behold, here we are in this situation.
It merits serious contemplation. If we are prepared mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally, and are willing to take action, we can begin to turn this crisis into opportunity.
That man is turning more and more radiant orange as he speaks. He's getting irradiated already. Oh man.
And may God be with us.
The man looks like he has drawn-on eyelashes.
This video presentation is part 1 of your Y2K personal preparation kit.
Oh,
Part 2,
Corgi, welcome! We're preparing for Y2K. You came just in time. We're learning everything. Sadly, this last video I watched appears to entirely be like, hey, you should have prepared, but I'm hoping the rest of these videos are going to help us more. How you been?
Not part of the problem.
Are you prepared for the year 2000? Are you ready?
Put a little away, but don't go nuts.
Yvonne and Chester Ritz are getting ready for Y2K.
Hey, these old guys know what's up. Just chilling? Hell yeah.
Stuff for the cats.
Take in that last day.
We have a gas stove so I can cook.
Trump's origin story, he was in an infomercial for too long.
Water is at the top of the
They didn't have a Geiger counter in that building.
Emergency management recommends you keep on hand. Most items can be gathered at your local grocery store.
Okay. Why is no one in the store panicking? Do they understand what's at stake right now? Ramses, welcome! The world is ending. Welcome, welcome. Are you ready for Y2K, Ramses? Can you tell us what to do? We don't know. We're losing our shit over here. Is your computer Y2K proof? No, and neither am I. I'm gonna fucking die.
It's not gonna be anything.
I just built this thing. I love this body.
But just in case, stores like Albertsons are ordering extra.
Should have put 4 digits, man. They have Y2K order lists. I gotta get to an Albertsons right now.
Trying to get prepared. Much as they are at local hardware stores, where the biggest sellers are ammunition, gun safes,
yeah, you think?
And water jugs.
Okay.
But if you're looking for a
well, some people are taking this seriously.
There are none.
I don't think anybody is really
there's no generators left.
Worried about anything happening, but they are wanting to be prepared.
I'm Dave Johnson, 14.
That's the same thing. I was programmed in 1988. What do you want me to do?
Todd and his family are preparing for the downside of Y2K should it come to pass.
You know, there's people out there that I've talked to that said there's nothing going to happen. What are you basing that on?
I'm going to polish this wood.
Chicken noodle.
They've stocked their shelves with soups.
Chicken noodle.
More than you'd
How
find
long
in
can we
some
hold out?
convenience stores.
How's Curly holding up?
Chicken noodle.
What are we going to do?
Their freezer is nearly overflowing.
Whoa.
See, we got your
That's a lot of milk.
beef tenderloin.
There's also dry goods and canned fruit, batteries, generators, and medicine. It's no longer a basement. It has the look and feel of a general store.
You know,
If a general store looked like this, I would have some feelings.
are a little concerned.
Are we going to watch that Insano video narrated by Leonard Nimoy? Yes, I found that. And I think that he might help. Listen, I know that he wasn't actually, like, in the future flying through space. I understand he's just an actor, but I feel like maybe this has given him some access to people who know something about disastrous futuristic happenings, and I'm hoping that that video will be the most helpful. I really do. But yes, that is on the docket, I promise you that.
We'll probably just have a party.
Eric Zager,
Have a party. You know, my heart swells. I'm glad that they're finding the time to make jokes in this horrendous occasion.
Well, I wanted to get us all together because we have some very important decisions.
Who is this guy?
You know,
he looks like the principal from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Plan for the worst. The key
But plan for the worst.
Is plan.
What?
It is vital that we approach the year 2000 with a well-planned strategy of practical preparation.
All right.
To put it simply, pain is inevitable, but misery is optional.
Well, how long will it last?
Okay.
Well, that's part of the problem. No one really knows for sure exactly how long or how bad it will be.
Let the family know, man. Don't sugarcoat it.
Or up to a year. At least that's what some of the experts say. I just want to make sure that we're as prepared as we can be for whatever comes.
Timmy, you're not gonna have to go to... What the hell? Oh, that was just a clip. Oh, there's a fucking ad. They're putting ads in my things. God damn it. Well, it sounds like this ad's gonna be useful too. Yeah, I could see that. All right. Yeah, this is about what I pictured. See, this is what I'm preparing for. I have the feeling that this is going to be kind of the closest approximation of what we're looking at. What's this guy doing about it? He's just running away. Ah, there go the Twin Towers.
Morning. How you doing?
Thank God those will stay here forever.
I'll put our heads together.
Nothing's ever gonna take those down. It's this guy again. We're back. Yay.
We better know what we have on hand to eat.
Meanwhile, my Neo Geo machine isn't going Y2K compliant, so I'm fucked if I want to do my best 20 post New Year's. Oh,
Put that on top of this.
not the Neo Geo.
Like to eat the pizzas cold.
No microwave, huh?
Right. I mean, you know, without electricity, you can't run a microwave.
Hey, we could use my camp stove. That runs on propane.
Now, there's a good idea. Okay, all right.
Yeah, you don't have to go to school anymore, but I gotta train you with a gun. We need to make you very smart, Timmy.
And a lantern.
Is Timmy his name? I'm not really paying attention. What's that?
For us here?
This family is on the right track. Planning and a practical home storage plan are all
I think of us as a family. Look, we're planning together too. We're already on it. We're already taking care of it. I'm gaining a little levity from that.
You will have to look out for you, your neighbors, and your community.
Okay.
Even the government's best efforts may not be enough. Even if all the computers currently affected
propane and propane accessories, I'll tell you what. God dang it.
2000. 12 babies.
12 babies? I don't want to have 12 babies. I don't want one baby.
Documents could be lost by the IRS in the first year.
Oh no!
22,000 checks could be deducted from the wrong bank account every 60 minutes. 18,322 pieces of mail could be misplaced.
I'm hardly getting the checks I'm owed now.
1,212 telephone calls could be misdirected every minute. And every day, 5 airplanes could crash.
I'm calling for medical help and they keep sending me to the pizza parlor.
The Y2K crisis provides us with an opportunity to share practical strategies for survival and perhaps even come closer together in our neighborhoods and communities as well.
Yeah, togetherness.
Personal planning and
during times of crisis, people have always come together and helped each other out. It's never fallen to chaos. Remember, it's, you know, we're all here. We're all here for each other, always.
Be prepared. Y2K is near. What does the future hold?
Yeah, probably. Absolutely. Well, I mean, that's a given.
What does the future hold?
Oh man, I hate when I call post Y2K and I call and end up in the sex line. Oh no. Listen. I gotta get to GI surplus, man.
They can hold your future.
Hell yeah.
For Y2K.
I mean, I don't know if they're going to, like, really... Like, what are the barrels gonna do? We're just gonna have spoiled slop in a blue barrel. But it'll be our spoiled slop, and I'll kill anyone who tries to take it. It's our food!
Not quality is the order of the day. In rainy areas, put barrels under the gutter spout, and you have free...
What's this? Oh! Oh, this is the thing. This is the thing. It started at a weird time. It's already fucking glitching, man. Jeez, these videos, I'm trying to access them on the internet, and it's already going fucking crazy. This bug, it's pretty bad. There we go. Futurama show that just started was right. Aliens will burn everything to the ground. No, yeah. Probably. Are aliens involved? I don't even know. Do you believe in Pangaea or the Big Bang? Have you seen that video?
Our human innovations.
Yeah. How about, I mean, come on, Nimoy, help us out of this.
Your mission of 2 simple digits affect the destiny of all humankind.
How, he asks you, how?
Y2K. What does it mean? How will it affect you, your family, your community, your nation, our world?
Sure.
Y2K. How can we prepare?
Why does he look like Dewey Malcolm in the Middle, all grown up?
Together as global neighbors to make the best of whatever may occur before and after January 1st of the year 2000.
Do the hand thing.
Y2K. From its historical roots to its possible effects on the future of civilization. Effects that are so complex that perhaps only chaos theory.
Okay, it's not just me. Good, good.
Multiple ramifications of what may occur.
Oh no, clouds.
I'm Leonard Nimoy, your guide, as we explore all aspects of the
Now we're going to
Y2K
hear from the
phenomenon,
experts, everyone. Thank Christ. I was hoping one of these would be useful.
Can utilize Y2K as an opportunity to look at ourselves, to analyze where we've been, and
I put a little caffeine powder in my Kool-Aid. It's helping me stay awake for this. I mean, these beats are so fresh. What are we watching, The Mind's Eye now? What the fuck? Whoa! Whee! Flying through the computer. This is what it looked like when I booted up. For me, anyway. Okay. A whole family can survive. I've got some hope now. I used to write those programs back in the 60s and 70s. I was so proud of the fact that I was able to squeeze a few elements of space by not having to put 19 before everything. It never entered our minds that those programs would have lasted for more than a few years. You know, these things, they sneak up on you.
Myth of what may have been the most highly advanced.
The song is thebomb.com. Hell yeah. www.badassshit.
That this civilization was perhaps more technologically advanced than our human civilization is today, on the brink of the 3rd millennium AD. But the legend also ends, suddenly, with the revelation that this entire ancient civilization vanished. That their great island sank into the sea because their technological innovations were too far ahead of their human judgments, human foresight, and simple human frailty.
Wait, who said this?
This legendary civilization was, of course, Atlantis.
Oh.
Yet the problem for us in the year 1999 is that we
it sounds like we're in some hot water, you know. Our plans are under. Don't worry about it.
Now facing very real global issues related to power supply, satellite communications, water, healthcare, transportation.
I'm gonna start bottling water as we're listening to this.
Other items vital to everyday human survival. These global issues are the direct result of an equally real human oversight many people now refer to as the Y2K, or year 2000 problem, which derives from the fact that billions of lines of computer code and embedded microchips that now run the very technologies we all depend upon may fail in that briefest moment between December 31st, 1999 and January 1st, 2000.
Atlantis? Disney should make a movie about that place. They should. They could have. I'll even write songs for them. Below the ocean, below the ocean, it is a place where it's underneath the ocean. Oh yeah, something like that. They better not steal my idea.
Have we allowed our own highly advanced technological innovations to far outpace our human abilities to control those innovations? And most importantly,
we asked if we could without asking if we should.
In order
you
to find
see.
an answer to this fundamental question, and in order to prepare ourselves and our communities for whatever Y2K may bring, we need to understand the history and ramifications of Y2K from its very beginning decades ago to these remaining days of the 20th century.
You sure it's not too late to learn, Nimoy? Are you sure we haven't already screwed the pooch on this one? I don't know.
We begin by returning to the startlingly simple roots of Y2K.
I'm Leonard Nimoy's shoulder gremlin. Listen, jokes are how I get through tragedy, okay?
Other presentations. The first thing that comes up is that people say, how do we get into this mess? The story of Y2K really begins several decades ago, back in the 50s.
Is that Neo?
A very enterprising woman by the name of Grace Murray Hopper. Her nickname was Amazing Grace because of all the outstanding accomplishments in her life. One of her accomplishments was the invention of the compiler for computer programs, which translates regular written language into the ones and zeros of binary code.
It was the idea that said the switch in a transistor is either on or off. And therefore, you can write code that can be read mechanically by a series of transistors strung together that show that they are either on or off.
But what about the series of tubes?
What we now call digital code.
Maybe even more importantly, Grace Hopper was centrally involved in the creation of COBOL.
COBOL, computer business-oriented language, became all-pervasive throughout the computer systems of America and eventually the world.
Technology itself is very prevalent in our advanced society, and the failure points potentially span from a very simple industrial process to a very complex financial transaction.
That we don't really understand the incredible impact of that little notion that a switch can be either on or off. That a punch
He doesn't
in an
understand
IBM
how a
card
switch
can either
works.
be in or out.
In the primitive days of computers,
But to be fair, I am kind of
mainframes
complex,
relied on the
you
use
know?
of Hollerith cards, which were
Being a
cardboard cards
you get the
with holes
joke.
punched in them to create computer programs. They operated computers sort of like the way an old piano scroll would create music on a player piano.
I'd
Oh,
been
that's
a
neat.
university president for 18 years, and I remembered right away.
Computers are still
that
so
we had
new.
these huge
Like, having them in our
mainframe
home is still seems like it's only been like, what, like
room after
10,
room.
15 years since that was even remotely accessible?
Now get on a laptop. Used
And
to
now,
require a
like,
system that was so large, it literally
I've known so little
had to
about
be
it,
housed in its own
but I also knew
building.
so little about what was
So,
going to
As
happen.
more and more COBOL programs totaling in the millions and eventually billions were written on Hollerith cards, the sheer expense of computing began to really add up.
And so in the 60s, some bright programmers said, wait a minute, why are we punching in 1967? Why don't we just put 67, save the 19?
That's when major businesses
Real
and government
brilliant,
institutions began
right?
finding ways to cut corners. And one of the most fateful
Dial-up is
cost-cutting
getting
measures
even
was
faster
to
nowadays, that's
deliberately
true.
leave out the first two digits of the year date.
So in the year 2000, and they knew this at the time, you would have 00 pop up, not 20.
We live in this gorgeous day where I can
So
go
the
on
computer
I can
thinks
go
it
onto
could be
this
19.
amazing internet and like I can get at least 3 JPEGs of hot women to load and I can
So,
look
yeah,
at
we
that
may
and
have
be
saved
like,
a lot of
oh
money by
yeah,
eliminating
hell
those two
yeah, I'm
digits.
so gay.
But here we are 40 years later, and the cost to correct problems because of this omission is in the trillions of dollars.
Companies aren't spending $100 million or more. Or
That doesn't look like a real person.
Companies totally spending billions of dollars.
He looks like a
as
puppet.
a public relations device. They are doing it because
I
they have
got
a real
no
problem
strings
fix
to hold me
and a real
down,
challenge
to hold me
face.
down.
That-
I've got no strings.
Flaw that got put into the system in terms of 2 digits for a date instead of
Call me
4
racist, but all bald
has
white people
become,
kind of
over
look
the
the same to
last
me. That might
25
just be a
years,
hole in my programming, but I can't tell who's on screen or what's happening.
With any certainty
Except this guy, I guess
where
he's
the
got more
breakdowns
character, but again,
may
probably weird to
occur.
say.
Will it be a nuclear power plant?
I can't say the C word anymore. We live in a different time.
Will it be
Oh.
the food supply chains, transportation? There are so many possibilities.
8
Oh man, what about all the Buckies? Oh, I'm not going to be able to get Buckies nuggets anymore. No!
Of which probably 25.
That's what government looks like to me. No, yeah, just the same bald white guy.
Generation and distribution of electricity is.
They think we're going to believe that's a bunch of different people?
The National Federation of Independent Business.
Call me a conspiracist, but I think it's all the same guy.
82% of all U.S. small businesses might have a problem, and only
Not the
50%
small
have taken
businesses,
any
I love
kind of action
those.
By the middle of 1998.
And
Oh, the
flaw
big
is
businesses, they're going to, you
Yes,
know,
it's in
write it
computer
off.
Programs, software programs. It's also embedded into those microcomputers that we call chips.
Uh-huh. I love chips. Especially Cool Ranch.
Anywhere from a dialysis
Any bald
machine,
person is just a
an
northern
anesthesia
lion. Like,
machine,
no, yeah. Not
CT
always as
scanner,
based,
IV
but, you know.
pumps, all different
Absolutely,
kinds of
Pasta.
equipment
Also,
that
welcome,
nurses use on
welcome.
the floor, lab equipment, lab devices, X-ray, pharmacy.
What are you doing to
It
prepare
affects
for
every
Y2K,
department in the
Pasta?
hospital.
I hope that you're all ready and prepared, and you've got your gun shelter ready and everything. Like I did not prepare very well. I'm not gonna lie. So we're gonna have to see what happens for me, but I'm wishing you all well.
Software program running in there that has dates in it.
And the estimates we get in our committee are that between 2 and possibly 5% of those chips will fail.
This is making me want chips.
You don't know which
Stop saying chips.
they are, and you don't know where they are.
I want chips.
The early warnings about Y2K, however, were either ignored or deliberately rebuffed, primarily for economic reasons, but also due to bureaucracies typical of large corporations.
Bureaucracy. It's always typical of those large corporations with their bureaucracy. That's what got us into this mess, really.
We're looking at their whole enterprise. We're not just looking at a section. We're looking at all the code that's ever been written. We're looking at anything that's connected with the code. We're looking at outside vendors. We're looking at internal and external interfaces.
This is not a technological problem. It sounds like it.
Warframe 1999 has me ready. That's good. I'm really glad to hear that.
Being spent worldwide to address the Y2K problem. The simple dilemma is that there are so many lines of code and microchips that need to be reviewed that there are just not enough computer professionals and not enough days left before January 1st, 2000.
There's not enough days left. Oh no! Oh no! Did you hear him? Leonard Nimoy says we're fucked. This is bad. This is really bad.
That are affected with this
oh man.
The report
God damn it.
card was established to get people's attention. And it has.
The minute my printer tries to have a conversation, I'm prepared.
Let's talk about it. That's
yeah, always have the gun by it, ready to go.
That report card is the degree of progress that has occurred between the last quarterly report and the present.
That ain't my report card. Mine had a lot more Fs.
And 5 or 6 Fs. You know you have a problem.
Y2K is scary for Kung. What are you doing to prepare? I hope that these videos are going to help us prepare. I hope that we can all get through this together. I'm wishing you the best, and I hope you're safe at the moment.
It puts it down where the public can understand it and not have a bunch of statistics that nobody.
I have metal panties on. Hell yeah, that'll save you from radiation. That's good to have.
You got the embedded
that does
chip
help.
problem
Yes.
that they probably haven't thought about, and then you have the connections problem that can ultimately
the nuclear holocaust thing, that's you gotta prep for that with the metal underwear.
From one system
my underwear, like in every aspect of me, is mostly made of metal, except the real skin exterior. But, you know.
Doesn't understand the change of date.
I'm Wilfred Brimley, and this is the internet.
Data that is transferred is affected.
Yeah, it sounds like you're well prepared for Kung. You're gonna be alright.
The loss of integrity of that data. Then what has happened is that other computers are affected by that. It can be passed on and on and on.
In other words, the FAA, a year ago, had
the
a problem with the radar system. Took it into the laboratory, thought they'd fixed it, just looks great, worked great. They got it into a tower, and you suddenly have thousands of interactions from airplanes and everything else.
Not the airplanes, oh god.
It didn't work. So they had to work on it in the live operational context.
That type of interconnection is really the basis of the problem of Y2K.
There were indeed early efforts decades ago to warn major public corporations and government organizations about the Y2K problem.
Despite the fact that there have been a whole lot of so-called Y2K experts popping up in recent years, the fact is that as early as 1960, there were already a number of computer and government professionals trying to warn us about the long-term implications of dropping the first 2 digits of the year date code.
My fear is that they've waited too long.
The second worst 2 things that we've ever dropped.
If they wait much longer, truly, there won't be time for them to upgrade their systems.
Japan did not deserve
test their
that.
systems and put them back into production.
In 1967, the U.S. National Bureau of Standards was given the responsibility.
I hope the Y2K bug doesn't kill my Tamagotchi.
What about doing that by surveying federal agencies?
I mean,
well, the problem
as long as you can continue to, like, change the date on your Tamagotchi to earlier if you can, and stock up on tiny batteries. That's most of it.
Important things to worry about at the time, like the Vietnam War.
It's a natural process, you know, to not.
I don't think the Vietnam War was that important. Of all of the recent wars that we've seen in the past few years, like I don't know about that one. That one seems like, I think people are going to look back and go, that was a really bad idea, you know?
The National Bureau of Standards that there was no way they were going to convert the 4
Honestly, I think people are already thinking that.
Now, a very able woman in the Department of Transportation even earlier suggested they do something in 1987.
Sure.
And she was laughed at. The old boy network, you know, what do you know, etc. She was right. And if
she was right. Listen to women.
Shape in the federal government that we are right now.
Tamagotchis are safe. The Netopia forum said so. Oh my god, that's good. Thank you. I'm glad to know that. I'm not going to lose pets too.
About what may occur at the
It's
end
only
of
the
millennium
off-brand one.
as a result
Oh,
of
okay.
Y2K.
Well, see, Tamagotchi as a company took this seriously. That's good to know.
Should be the #1 priority of every CEO.
People were saying that while it was being started.
We can't do this without.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. I don't really pay attention to the news. It's still like, you know.
One of the major problems everywhere is getting.
I try to avoid any of the stuff that pops up on the internet, you know, people talking about warfare and stuff, and it's like, oh man, I'm just here to microwave a hamster dog. Like, I'm not.
Will not stop, but that doesn't mean we don't have major problems.
We're very concerned about the potential disruption of power grids, telecommunications, and banking services. As you start getting out into the population, most people are again assuming that things are going to operate the way they always have. That is not going to be the case. Oh no. What if they're right?
Goal in this program to help
to be honest, Y2K was actually a huge lift and was a multi-year effort.
And to work together.
What do you mean was?
What may or may not occur as a result of Y2K.
I mean, are there people working on it? Are they going to fix this? Bonzi Buddy will protect my PC from Y2K. He might have been lying to you.
Both the reality and the potential effects of Y2K.
Well, I have a fear that like some of our like automated little like computer friends are there to like sedate us and tell us like, oh yeah, no, it's gonna be fine, but like we're all gonna be going for each other's heads, man. It's gonna be bad.
At the stroke of midnight, January 1st, 2000.
Kind of real. I'm always telling America it's harshing my vibes with its wanton murder. I know. Here's hoping that if we make it through, honestly, the year 2000, that nothing else happens, nothing happens overseas, and nothing happens here that's going to like cause us to start another war for God knows how long. If that happens, I'm out, man. Fuck this shit. I'm tired of everyone killing each other. Things better lighten up after this. On the plus side, if we survive Y2K, maybe we'll be safe for the 2038 issue. What's the 2038 issue? Surely Y2K will bring us together. I think it will. I really think it will, Pleasant Moth. I think that we're all going to be closer for this. Once everything collapses, maybe we can build communism. That'd be great.
Some form of meltdown. And nuclear power plants.
Y2K is scaring me, to be honest. Don't click that. Oh! Will not, then. Yeah, lighten up. It's fine.
Electricity we need for all aspects of our daily lives.
A match. He just wasted burning wood. We need that. Oh, that man's glitching too. It's happening already. Oh my god.
That will affect other
Did anyone,
systems.
has anyone done that? You ever plugged in like your video camera to the TV and just like go like, whoa, recursion?
Which
it's
basically
fun.
means that one small thing happening.
I mean, 2038 is so far away. I'm sure we'll be fine. No, yeah, leave it to the experts to fix it then.
You will start to see systems coming down.
But you have a potential for power outages, water outages.
My main worry is the energy grid.
And if we can't get power, we can't get water.
Water will be available in most municipalities, but I am convinced there are some where the water system will break down.
It'll be more like a cancer where one little problem kind of leads to another problem.
Oh no.
I think we should all prepare ourselves for a ground war on the year 2000 issue when it comes to insurance coverage.
I expect we will have brownouts and regional blackouts.
Communities will have disruptions, and maybe this other community will have a
I'm glad I have y'all.
disruption than this one.
You've all gotten
So
the
it's
packets I've
something
mailed
that
you about where
is
to meet so that we can all build our
and
giant
it
commune,
just
right?
kinda spread and
I spoke with a lady at the IRS.
Bring
here
your
a few
own
months
guns, of
ago,
course.
And she had 3,000
One will be
people working
provided
on
if you do not have
the year
one.
2000 conversion and still can't get it completed by the
In a
year
video
2000.
game.
I think there are individual banks that will probably go bankrupt. There are individual credit unions that will disappear over this issue.
We get people who email us and say, I'm a Y2K fixer at a major bank. And every time we try it, it crashes.
There are medical machines that will fail.
I mean, did you see
in
that new
ICU
movie, The
units.
Matrix? Machines are going to take over. Oh no.
The hospital.
I haven't seen it yet. I do plan on it.
Just dead stop.
Really, listen, I said it earlier, but I'm pretty sure the Wachowskis might be trans. I'm really good at reading a director, and I feel like, I have a feeling. We'll see.
Just kind of topple over one.
That seems like the kind of thing that maybe, like, after that movie sits for a bit, might come to light. Just a guess. Just a guess.
In which the,
Dang bold prediction. I know it sounds crazy, but listen, I'm good at this. I've got a pretty good eye for it. I'm pretty certain about this. You're all gonna be like, oh, y'all wanna make a bet? Huh?
Than it is here.
Look to the countries who are emerging countries to have the worst problems.
There are some developing countries in the world, I think, that you will not be able to
That man
make phone
still
calls
looks like a
from.
puppet. He doesn't look
Somewhere
real.
airlines,
Most of his
will be
face just
advised
sits
not to
there.
fly.
It's just gonna explode.
The biggest problem.
It's gonna
is
explode.
energy
Oh
and
no!
defense.
The fact is that only 24
Countries are gonna explode.
addressing the year 2000 problem.
Those governments have decided either that the problem doesn't apply to them, or
Uh-huh.
that they'll just wait and see what doesn't work and then fix it afterwards.
You know, my system.
And
is
that got
down.
us in
It's
this
flat
mess.
Off the air. It
Well.
just won't even boot up. It's not running.
Next thing you'll tell me is that Star Wars Episode 2 will be bad.
That is the
Come on, what are the odds of
From
that?
December 31st, 1999 to January 1st, 2000 is not the only date in 1999 or 2000 that presents possible problems.
One of those is what's called the problem of the nines, or September 9, 1999.
The 9/9/99, that terrible day that a lot of computers.
Nines is a good... I like Nines, but it has a nice ring to it. Someone should name a robot femboy that.
Will, whether it's April
Nah,
1,
that'll never
July
happen.
1, or in the case of the federal government, October 1.
Heard they're using the old
will
name
have
for the
a
Return of the
fiscal year
Jedi.
2000,
What's the
challenge
old...
to deal with their
Is
financial
there another
systems,
name
which
for
will
it?
At that point, be in the fiscal year 2000.
Then we may see computers shutting down in April and May.
Like, listen, I know that these Star Wars movies, these like prequels keep coming out now. They're talking about like the second one's going, it's like I don't really know much about Star Wars. I haven't been keeping up on it. I just see them on my Coca-Cola cans.
Expect the federal government to come in right in the middle of the
It's like,
summer
oh
and
look,
start
it's
working on
Darth Mule.
that are not compliant. That's going to be possibly the first indicator for a lot of people.
During the last few months of 1998, word about Y2K began to gradually enter the public consciousness. And now, in 1999, the seriousness of what may occur has spread around the world.
And we found,
Oh man.
as people come along and say, oh, we're on great shape, we're on a great track, we're in great shape.
This guy isn't
we have
good at
everything
talk.
under control, look how much compliance we've got, and then the test comes back.
This is like listening to JR talk about
I think there's
AEW.
some hokey pokey going on. As it
I'll give
did
him a
in
break,
defense
though. He's
a year
had, like,
ago,
2 strokes.
Where they wiped off for the next term a couple of hundred critical mission systems. And we looked at that. We said, gee, are they working that fast suddenly to clean up that mess?
That man's hair is receding like there's
they
ice
weren't.
cream back
They
there.
just wanted to
Jesus
look good,
Christ,
so they
man.
knocked a
Just
few off.
shave
They
it.
redefined them. They said they aren't critical mission. Wham. So their total went down. And which angered me in the sense of them trying to pull that stunt.
I became tiny for a minute. That's another thing. The odds of getting coffee shipped in is going to be impossible, so do what I did. Get like a protein shaker cup, get some Kool-Aid and a little bit of caffeine powder, and just shake it up. Works great.
And despite all the
Doesn't need to be hot.
consequences of Y2K that have been outlined thus
That's my
far,
prepping, really.
there is indeed ample room not only for hope, but even optimism in some areas. A number of vital
There's hope?
government organizations, such as the Social Security
Did you hear that rumor
Administration, have been
Microsoft is
working on
entering the
Y2K
console business?
since
Good luck with
1994,
that.
And will be ready for the year 2000. Major
Pick up a
banks
crack
such
habit.
as
Oh,
Chase
or
Manhattan
that,
have been
yeah, that
addressing
sounds better.
Y2K
Yeah,
since
yeah.
the early 90s and have diligently prepared for the year 2000 turnover.
Okay.
Even in the world of personal computers, Macintosh systems have been Y2K compliant since the mid-1980s. And President Clinton has
I don't have a
appointed
Mac.
special Y2K czar to oversee a nationwide campaign to address, review, and resolve every aspect of Y2K as it affects America and the world.
I forget, have those iMacs come out yet? Probably not.
That they know what's going on. They know.
I've seen like some sketches of like what that's supposed to look like, but I don't remember if those have been released yet. I'm kind of Windows brained, you know.
Not just the federal government.
IBM, I buy
major
Macintosh.
companies in critical sectors in the economy.
In other words, even though our society
I Y2K approved my Geosites page at least. My view counter won't reset. Oh, no.
ingenuity is now at work on both large and small scales.
Macintosh? Ew, Apple is washed. Yeah.
Having meetings and schedules.
Listen, there's a lot of fun shareware on it. There's a lot of really cool little things you can do with it. Love the colors. Oh, you got fancy little user interfaces. Ooh. But, come on. It can't all be aesthetic. There's got to be more to it than that.
I'm sure that the priorities of keeping flights going.
I'm sure that's not where the quality really sits, you know?
And number two,
looks like a child's toy. I want something that will compute, something businessy, something real.
For 2 or 3 years, at a steady pace, and we're making good
Why are all of
progress,
these people like at a hotel? What do you?
Bugs. There certainly will be a lot of little things go wrong, but as a whole, I think it'll just be more of a nuisance.
Of the 150 mission critical systems in our agency, last year in September.
I mean, didn't Microsoft just bail them out?
Repair of all systems.
I don't know.
One,
Again, y'all, I don't go on the internet and keep up with all the weird kind of tech buzz news. I go to like a chat room and just like troll people. That's all I do. Hang out there.
Dates set by the government for all of our mission.
Just having a good time, wandering about.
We have no indication that there's any reason.
Checking out to see if there's a new music video on jimsbigego.com. You know, like anyone else.
And in fact, quite the contrary, the major companies.
And maybe I'm reading X-Files fanfics too, but can you judge me?
That's what I believe too. I think people will pull together.
Will it fit? I want to believe. And it did. Oh man, it did. There was a struggle, you know, but they oh my god, they made it work, and it was magnificent. Oh, what a scene. Oh my god.
People running around shooting each other.
Aliens aren't the only things that can squirt, you know?
Are gonna get a gun.
Drinking game. Every time someone bald comes on screen. Oh, we're gonna die before Y2K if we do that. Scully and Mulder are so cute together. I ship them. Now, Keith. Listen, I don't usually care about straight couples, but like, I wanna see them, you know.
The immediate response is to buy machine guns and camouflage and
future foods like taco.
Well, then what's happening is what's in the human heart is boiling to
Tacos really are a future food.
That's why Christians have got to challenge that whole.
Goodness knows there isn't an entire, like, you know, ages-long culture around building these entire structures of food.
And I think if everybody does their job,
something as perfect as the taco had to have been invented in like current day. OEM, they did that song, Oozing My Religion, or something like that.
One of the things that the Y2K
was
event
bigger than you and I.
Initiate
I said too much. Got hit by a truck.
Have lost touch with community. We live lives that are very insulated from one another.
This is not the end of the world.
I thought that I heard you coming. I thought that I heard you pre.
We will have to be patient while it's.
Have you heard about that Evangelion anime? Clearly Asuka's best girl, and that's been settled by the fandom. I don't let the fandom tell me what to think. Listen, I haven't been up to date on new anime, y'all. I'm busy, but I'll check it out and I'll get a read of it myself. I don't know.
One of the ways that we're going to be testing ourselves, of course, is to have a more concerned relationship with our fellow man.
That man's hair was a choice.
I think it's possible that we end up with
Ray,
disconnection
though.
from our toys.
Is it true? It sounds like she's, I don't know, she kind of acts like me.
Reliance on technology.
I think there might be a little bit of that,
greater love for the
little bit of that spectrum going on.
Really about. I think our modern age has been
she just like me for real. She just like me for real.
Result on the other side of Y2K.
Fire up the IRC. LOL.
I know that we did good patient care 25 years ago, minus a lot of these very high-tech devices. And we
can't stay up late enough to see anime. My parents get mad. Oh, I'm sorry for
My view of it is that it's an opportunity to redefine relationships that can emerge.
Thankfully, a family friend gave us just recently a bunch of VHS tapes of this really cool Ranma half. I don't know if it's like late 80s or like it started like around like early 90s when I was born, but like, you know, I'm surprised that they let me watch it. There's so many boobs. I don't think they know. I don't think my folks know, but it's really, really cool. Ranma half, if you haven't seen it yet, check it out. Great straightness seems twisted. I think I just found this might actually be the mission statement of my entire branding. Hold on a minute. There we go. I'm gonna save a screen cap of that. That's gonna be very important. I'm gonna immediately share that over in the Discord. Hold on. Let me go over here. This is very important. I'm gonna share that in general. There we go. Okay. Now then, back to our program here. This is already giving me hope. Oh, wait, the video paused. Y2K bug! Okay, move forward. Movement overcomes cold. Stillness overcomes heat. Stillness and tranquility set things in order in the universe. I'm glad that our poets are doing okay.
By this time, in the year 1999, the term Y2K has entered the public consciousness. World leaders.
Hey, Toking, welcome. We're prepping for the inevitable end of the world come midnight. How you doing?
Facing humankind. But the dilemma is not Y2K.
Can Y2K break my car? I had to get it jump started last night. I mean, thankfully cars don't have like super complex computers in them or anything. They're just like a very like physical automotive sort of thing, you know, like they're, you know what I mean.
And this is because nothing like this has
God forbid if we ever made like cars that had like weird integrated like any computer is more complex than what it says about like, because I guess that like dynos exist or dynamo, whatever the little, what are the things you plug in? Not the dynos. What are the things you plug in? They have those, right? Like I heard that someone said you plug something in, you know what's wrong with a car. But like, if they had like anything that integrated them to like the internet or like a satellite or anything, then you'd be fucked. But thankfully, nothing like that exists, at least to my knowledge. Penises, it's penises. Oh, okay. Ready for the end to come. Hell yeah, Toking. That's the spirit. Oh, it's not one of those new ones like electric windows and stuff. Ugh. Ugh. Will my Furby die? I don't know. I think not. I think that's just purely battery operated, really.
Hi, I'm Ted Wright. I spent
dongle? Diagnostic, I think that's the thing. Unless you have a... What's a Tesla? Like the coil guy? Like the weird lightning scientist? What the fuck does he have to do with anything? Your Furby won't die, but they're still banned by the DoD. Oh.
Human misery and
the car, Tesla.
I am a family safety preparedness consultant.
Is there?
I've been doing what I do for
what is like? Is Nikola Tesla back from the dead and he's going to release this in 2000? What are you talking about? I've never heard of this.
Will be received positively.
In this year of our Lord, 1999, I have never heard of such things. That sounds ridiculous. Granted, having a cool little lightning car would be neat, but, you know, just zipping around like, pew! You got to imagine, if they made a car called the Tesla, it'd probably be made by a really cool guy and do really cool shit and never break down and, like, probably have, like, the best fucking integrated electronics you could imagine. And it would look amazing. That's my guess, anyway. Here's hoping if they ever make something with a name like that, that they take the time and decency to make it good. The Jurassic Park. Oh no! I'm just picturing like the kids are freaking out at the dinosaur, but it's just a giant like. That dude would never rise to political power. No. That earthquake machine guy, like that actual mad scientist.
Periodicals, magazines have all run specials on this.
Water.
Have a minimum of at least 4 weeks water for each family member in storage as soon as possible.
That's a good idea.
1 gallon per person is accepted by the Red Cross.
Water.
As the very basic.
You want to have water.
So for 1 month, 30
if you don't have water, you're gonna die.
Other than buying.
You think the hype for Pokemon is on its way out?
Container that you use.
Listen, Caro, this whole like gotta catch 'em all shit. Listen, I, a child, am very, very intrigued by this fun little thing. I've played the Game Boy game, I have some cards, but listen, fads die, okay? No one's gonna be talking about this Pokemon shit. Like, consider, have you heard the album that they released? There's like an album that someone showed me that's got like little Pokemon, like, you know, ad music in it. Like, this is so directly advertisement based. Like, I can't imagine anyone's, like, everyone's gonna know this was just a grift to get us to spend money. It's so on its face. I don't see a future for it at all.
If you're in doubt, filter the water.
Your brother has that album. Hell yeah, I do too. It's fun, and that CD looks like a Pokeball.
$30 range and up. Be sure it is at least a point.
It allows me to, you know,
micron or less, because
sing about my obsession with
bacteria. But if you
Pokemon,
have no filter,
that's gonna be over so soon.
Boil the stuff. And now
boil the
let's
stuff.
Talk about storing water for purposes other
Bought some
than
Pokemon
drinking.
cards today. Hell yeah.
You get up one day, you go to the bathroom.
I don't even have all 150 of them, you know?
You then realize you only have one flush per toilet.
Be a Pokemon master is my destiny.
What do you do about this?
That new song is driving me nuts. I hate it.
Store water in volume for this purpose. Next to the need for drinking water,
using a Brita in the apocalypse, yeah.
Water is number 2.
How are you gonna get a replacement filter? Well, it's gonna be like reality now, where like people just never change their filter on it anyway, so it doesn't matter. Big K, I didn't stock up on cream soda. Oh no.
Is the order of the day. In rainy areas, put barrels under the gutter spout, and you have free water.
Down the gutter spout. Drink gutter water. Probably rinse it out.
It tells you to put a plastic.
Good luck getting running water when all the computers are dead and the waterworks are shut down. No, yeah, it's gonna be rough. I don't really know how to navigate this whole thing, really.
That is one of the most destructive things we can possibly do, and I urge everybody, as I have done for years, do not use plastic bags for your toilet. As soon as you seal the bag, the waste inside starts to cook.
Oh.
And that generates germs, it generates all sorts of bacteria. So those plastic trash bags are going to...
What, does it just make shit bombs? What the fuck? That's disgusting. If computers die, who will I message ASL to?
If the toilet doesn't work,
I don't know.
a chemical toilet is the answer. The chemical
I prefer
toilet
AGL.
is most desirable for family safety. They're very
People will take me
affordable,
seriously one
even
day.
less than $60. If you cannot afford a chemical toilet, well, a good-sized bucket and an adapted toilet seat will work if you're careful. Use this toilet, and when finished, empty down the regular.
I don't have a chemical
By
toilet.
observing the reaction.
The piss
of
bucket,
flushing
exactly,
as
yes.
You dump the homemade chemical toilet. You will learn how much water to keep in the bucket at all times. Under no circumstances dump the chemical toilet waste of any kind.
Breezy, you're the chemical toilet, positive. No, I'm the electronic toilet. I am the vastly superior, technologically advanced toilet. Everyone pee on me.
Responsibility on the owner or
In a
the
video
management
game.
of the apartment buildings to make a communal toilet.
Chemical toilets rule, to be
pull in
honest.
the
Do they?
toilets that we
I don't know
see
anything
on
about
the
them. What makes them so
construction
cool?
sites, etc. If people have to pay an extra $1 a month in their rent to make sure they have some toilets out there for them, like we do at
Gotta pay an extra $1 of our already,
If they can do it for
God
ball
knows
games,
what our
gatherings,
rent. It's already like, what, $200 and shit. It's crazy. Yeah, I am. Toking, I've been saying this all stream. I'm gonna shut down. Planes are gonna fall from the sky. You're all going to turn into radiated mutants and eat each other. Like, this is serious. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Get stuff that you
Yeah, pee on me in EverQuest, yeah.
that will last into the year 2000. There's tons of things such as tuna fish.
A jellyfish stung me. You have to pee on me. Actually, I hear that doesn't actually work.
Bean products.
Please.
So we're urging people to prepare food, water, other things for about a month to 6 weeks. The other aspect of that is that we're urging people strongly not to think that they can survive this alone. This is about community. It's
Yes,
about networks.
we need to stick together.
beyond
I've been
about a
saying
month,
this ever since I started this, is that we need community. We need, like, communism. We need to stick together. It's important. It's important. Ah! God, I'm glitching out already. This is bad. This is really bad. Can already kind of feel my code getting scrambled. I don't know. Ooh, pickles and sauce. You broke my sauce.
And also pets. are family members, and they need food and water for the same period of time. The body needs a high concentration
you gotta
of
feed the
protein and
cats.
minerals.
Worst case, we can eat the cat food.
50 to 60 grams of protein a day is a good
I'm 10%
guide,
cat.
and the average adult should
Video
consume
calibration.
this much protein. That is approximately
Scavenging in games has taught me
1500 grams
anything.
of protein
It's some
a month.
survival skills.
If you
Hell
have
yeah.
the time, a dehydrator is worth
I don't think it works for people like the excuse. Yeah, they sure do use it for an entire world of people that don't supposedly believe in it, or don't supposedly want that, I mean. Yeah, that must be, yeah, you know. You're panicking, coming up with anything you could possibly do. Yeah, that's the reason you wanted that to happen, right? Yeah, you're not a pervert, no.
We must learn the fundamentals and be like a squirrel. We must get a little bit.
Be like
put
a
it away
squirrel.
little bit,
We need to
put it
take
away.
all our food and put it in our mouths and puff it out like...
I talk about a 30-gallon trash bin. But
I always store most of my food in my
You
cheeks.
need a container with a good tight
Still have some
lid
jerky, here.
that you can put food in once you have stored your
good.
protein.
Tasty. Beefy.
Then work on
Wonderful.
storing other foods you will need.
Didn't have to cook
There are
anything.
Some suggestions.
Future
Dried
Foods
beans,
taco!
rice,
There it is! There's the
powdered
Future
milk,
Foods!
dried fruit, powdered
Just like a
protein
hamster.
drinks,
How do you have a can of a
alfalfa
taco?
seeds
Wait a
for
minute, that just dawned on me.
and
Why are
any
there giant
canned
cans?
foods
What are they,
you
separate
want.
tacos in that can?
If you
How does
have
that
the
work?
money,
What do you mean?
MREs, meals ready to
Like a
eat,
hamster,
can
yeah.
be purchased from military
I was on
surplus
Yahoo and
stores
looking up
or from
Animatics
many
episode,
sites on the
Animaniacs
internet.
episode, saw the
sooner
weird page that was
you
just
start
gifs
your
of Minerva
preparations,
Mink.
The better your opportunity to get the supplies you need at reasonable prices.
I
Y2K
don't know if that's
specifically
official.
is going to affect our
No refried beans. Refried beans. I think Neil Breen is already a bit fried.
But we have to have alternate means
Are
of
those stuff come canned? Yeah,
alternate
but like not
means of
entire tacos. Taco meats maybe, but like depends.
Now that we have covered the subjects of food and water storage,
Uh-huh.
let's move on to the problems of staying warm. And
Remember
having
that your
emergency
children can be
lighting.
used as
If you have
firewood
a
if you ever run
fireplace
out of
or a wood
reserves.
stove, and you
Toss
don't
those
have any
suckers in.
fuel,
Their
or
bones
you run out
are
of
young
fuel,
and full of marrow and
you
will
can
burn
burn
for a longer amount of
newspapers
time.
hand-rolled into logs. Basically, you
This
roll
fire is now
newspapers
your
very
god.
tightly and fasten them with metal wire.
I kind of understand sun worshippers, right? I kind of get like, you know, like when you think of like probably how like ancient you know, people like ancient civilizations looked up, it was like the sun, it's God. Imagine you have like no knowledge of like anything in the greater workings of the galaxy. You look up to the sky and the thing that brings warmth and visibility rises up into the sky above you. I could see thinking like, oh, that's God.
Not that big a deal. There is a new
From the
long
iconic song.
life
Oh yeah, the
flashlight.
sun. Beautiful.
Boy, it's apart from all the rest. I have one, and it's just
You can scrape the random
Mine
from
will go 2 years
you
on
can scrape the
one day.
radon from your smoke
Candles are
detector to
pleasant
create
but
warmth.
controversial
Yeah.
light source.
Yeah.
If you are
That'll
going
work.
to use them, be very, very careful. as
You're
they
hunting
can be
rabbits.
as dangerous as they are useful.
Anyway,
Especially
don't mind me.
around
I'm just having fun.
You may want to
Well, I
purchase
still
an
can.
oil lamp from your favorite discount store.
Anyway.
Oil lamps are one of the most economical ways to provide emergency lighting. 2 gallons of lamp oil is approximately a month's supply using
Oh yeah,
your
we learned
oil
about
lamp
that in
5
that
hours
CDI
a day.
game I played.
There is also the crank radio and light that is very,
Instructions
very
unclear. My room is warm, but the air tastes like
Sure,
copper.
if you want
You're
to.
fine.
Keep warm. Why not in a reduced living
If your
area?
nose is bleeding, that
Be
just means
sure
it's
to
working.
stockpile plenty of the fuels you know you'll be using.
Dang,
such
you have a
as
CDI? I
firewood,
thought those were a
kerosene,
myth.
lamp
No,
oil,
they're
etc.
real.
You may want to have fire starter bricks and extra
Yeah, no,
lighters
that's good.
available.
Yeah, yeah.
Make
That's
sure you
that's how
have
you know
plenty
it's
of
working.
batteries on hand for your flashlights. If you don't already have one, a fire extinguisher. You should have a good basic first aid kit.
There's going to be a lot of
urge
fires if
people
everything
for
falls
years
to a
go
bunch of
your
mobs.
doctor
That's fair
and
to...
ask
I
for an
hadn't even
extra
considered that.
prescription So you can
I don't even... This probably isn't safe to say, like, over the World Wide Web, but I don't have a... I don't think I have a extinguisher. I should buy one someday,
Through the year 2000, you'll want to make sure you
Especially
get it
now that I have
perhaps
important
filled in
things like a
December
dog and a
99,
record player to take
that
care of.
Hopefully by 3 months from then, through January and February of 2000.
You should have
after
a...
you
Yeah,
work through the
that's what I'm
glitches, should there
thinking.
be a
Yeah.
glitch,
It's probably a
by the
good
time you're
idea.
ready to fill your prescription in
FYI, 1
March,
gram of uranium
you'll
contains
have
about 18 billion calories. I didn't know that.
available to you.
What, do I just like inflate like Peter Griffin? Who's Peter Griffin? Why do I know that name?
Very, very serious. Make sure you have enough
Something's going wrong with my clock, man.
to last for this period of time. You will need to talk to your doctor about this. Home remedies.
I think I'm thinking of Augustus Gloop or something like that. It's the radon, yeah.
Paper towels, lawn trash bags,
New show in 1999 called Family Guy.
feminine products,
Okay, so I have heard this somewhere.
lens solution, and
Huh.
good personal grooming items of your choice. You will need handy tools.
I haven't seen that. I hear it's kind of like, edgelord. Look at us.
Hammer and nails.
What did you think of that Futurama thing from the Simpsons creators? I don't know if it's going to be another Simpsons. And Simpsons, I think it's on its way out. Like, that's not going to last more than like another year. I don't know. It looks kind of neat. I'm glad they're doing something new, but I think that weird robot character is just like Robot Homer.
Some cash might be a good idea.
People don't usually understand the idea of fractional reserve banking.
That's the other thing of like, holding on to cash with all of this. I don't know if money's going to do anything if everything falls apart. Like, what are we going to do? What, people are still going to take money when everything falls to mob mentality? I don't know, man.
Penny on the dollar in return if they want it in cash. Well, that kind of information floating around in society is what's going to cause some tremendous panic, I think.
Money and finances. Here's where they're gonna. I don't know. I think that they're. Part of this I feel is a little conspiratorial. I know, but I think part of this is trying to tell us to focus on money when money will be the least of our problems.
You are comfortable with.
Like, the one thing we can take solace in is this will probably be the end of capitalism, so that's good.
Mortgage statements, credit cards.
Nah, raids and perhaps the barter system. Yeah, exactly. Just,
Store them in a safe place.
Passport. I don't have a passport. I should have one.
We do not recommend pulling.
Passport for what? Getting on a plane that doesn't work? You guys, let's be serious, okay?
They don't have to worry about Y2K because your family will be prepared if the water or electricity goes
Mommy,
up.
are we gonna die? Probably, Susie. Hand me the sauce. All my money is safe in savings managed by a company in the World Trade Center. Oh, then you're gonna be fine.
Storing a little food or putting batteries in the
If we can be sure of one thing, despite the collapse of everything as we know it, I don't think anything could take those things down. Like, that is, as an institution, as a building structure, that's going to be there forever. Like, those buildings, I trust everything to stay right there. Like, nothing's going to happen to that, so you should be just fine.
If the child is not old enough to help you or understand Y2K, then don't tell them. I mean, it'll be part of their life experience that children are pretty resilient.
Children are kind of dumb.
Be sure you have provided for your well-being.
That's kind of dark, because
games that require no.
They're just saying like, kids, this will be their normal growing up. That everything is bad.
Children happily occupied. Tell your
they haven't gotten used to the world yet. I don't know what it's like.
And outages caused by Y2K is a good insurance policy. You don't expect your house to burn down, but you're still insured against that possibility. Now that you have seen some of the ideas in this program,
chemical toilets can be used as candles if you run out of firewood.
Preparations. Many people, especially those who live alone, are overwhelmed by the potential.
That was a dream you had.
Dilemma.
They won't remember running water. What?
Have a solution, and people will continue to work on the problems we have outlined in this presentation.
First aid handbook.
If you would like more information about
Ted White's Family Safe. Getting ready for survival. Disaster Survivor Manual.
Newsletter or other products, please call 1-800.
God, Hong Kong Phooey really was a very problematic old cartoon, wasn't it?
I think that it's prudent.
It's really fucked up, like, how many, like, major, like, just old cartoon and mascots and, like, marketing things, even to this day, are just like, hey, what if racism? That sucks, dude. That sucks. Don't do that.
For a couple of 3 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that long, but it's not that
I still see advertisements that are just like, stop with the like karate and stuff. Like, calm down, okay? Don't make those hand-to-hand combat noises. That's like, ugh.
My bank sent me all my records.
Cringe.
I'm keeping all my receipts for all of my medical expenses for the year 2000 or for the year 1999.
Why don't you test yourself? Why don't every home test?
I love that they didn't do a retake of that. Like,
why not Friday night?
Turn the box
Water.
off. Turn the electric off.
Water didn't come to work. The phone has to stand in for it. We're replacing everyone with phones.
See what you need.
Y2K is a computer problem, but it's going to face...
Some say Y2K. I say, why not 2K?
...reality. Whatever that reality is, it's going to face you face to face with a mirror. And in that mirror...
Computer bug.
Here's a checklist to help you, your family, and your community prepare for Y2K.
Okay, Adult Dewey.
Do you have at least a 3-week supply of water on hand?
No.
Do you have at least a 3-week supply of food ready?
I do not.
Primarily canned and dried foods.
Not at
which
all.
Are not dependent upon refrigeration for food.
I have a single box of cereal.
Do you have hard copies of all your important documents?
No.
Such as bank statements, stocks, assets, birth certificates, and so on.
I don't even know what those are.
Do you have emergency independent lighting, such as flashlights, kerosene lamps, oil lamps, candles, and matches?
Not to my knowledge.
Since Y2K will happen in the dead of winter, if you live in colder climates, do you have emergency heating methods or other means to stay warm, such as a well-prepared
It's all gonna get real cold real soon, you know what I mean?
Kindling, real
Nuclear
or
winter, here we
fireplace
come!
Logs,
Plug
as
yourself
well as
into
sleeping
solar.
bags,
Yeah.
Heavy quilts, heavy coats, thick gloves, thermal underwear, and socks.
Oh no, I actually know some
Do you
people
have
who still live in like
cooking methods
Arizona and
available,
stuff, so
such
maybe
as
I
a
can.
kerosene camping
I mean, if I could
stove,
find a way to like, you know,
barbecue
steal
with
enough
ample
cars
supply
and
of
get
charcoal,
down there, maybe I could
or
like find the sun,
fireplace
but
and cookware appropriate for an open flame.
I really don't want to go back
If
into
you are
heat. Not a
continuously
fan of
reliant
heat.
upon
I'd
prescription
rather shut
medicine,
down than operate on
have you made
heat.
provisions with your doctor to have at least a 3-month supply of medicine after January 1st,
I only have one more
2000?
vial of Estro, man. Things better be
Likewise,
fixed by
If you
then.
have a medical condition which requires continuous care, have you made provisions with your
Wonder
doctor
how much
to make
Leonard
sure
Nimoy got
the
paid for this.
necessary
Probably a
medical care
lot.
will be uninterrupted throughout the year 2000? Do you have a first aid kit? And have you customized it for the potential needs of you and your family? If you have critical care home nursing equipment,
All the money they could have used on
seller or
retakes when people
manufacturer
fumble their
to
words
make
in this,
sure that
you
none
know?
of the equipment may
They're
be
like, just give it to
affected by
Nimoy.
Y2K microchip failure.
He doesn't have a lot going on right now.
If you'll be pregnant in the year 2000, have you made
Don't.
special provisions with your doctor to ensure a smooth
Also, there's some
delivery of your
actual good
newborn
info in
child?
this. Too bad it's wrapped in the whole
In the
thing.
event that telephone
Wrapped in what?
systems,
Hopefully not a
satellite
plastic
networks,
bag, because apparently you're not
television,
supposed to
or
do
radio
that.
temporarily become inoperative, do you or your nearby neighbors have a ham radio as a backup for communications?
Yo, that radio goes ham,
and to
though.
keep abreast of newsworthy developments?
Wrapped in plastic.
Have you made specific plans to secure heirlooms and other valuables important
Man,
to you
fuck
and
your
family?
heirlooms! We're all gonna fall into
contacted your
chaos!
local phone,
Let's focus
water,
on
and
like
power
food and
companies,
shelter, okay?
both about
Oh, we
uninterrupted
can't go
service
without the
and about
priceless,
accurate
delicate, heavy
services
fucking
in the year
vase. Like,
2000.
Timothy, get the fuck out
If
of the
you live in
house
a
right now.
skyscraper or other high-rise
We have to hunt irradiated wolves.
Have you and your co-tenants conferred with building
Oh yes,
managers
heirlooms are what
regarding
thieves are
backup
after. Yeah,
power
exactly.
for the entire building, regarding emergency provisions?
Things with
for
sentimental
heat,
value will
light,
truly
water,
hold the most
and
value
waste
in this time.
management? If you live in a community
I don't know.
of neighborhood homes, have you begun organizing with family?
Have you begun
friends,
distrusting your
and town
neighbors? Have you begun being aware of strangers in your neighborhood and having weird feelings about it, but never really finding the time to talk to your neighbors, and then it gets weird and you don't know each other and it's too weird to ask now? Have you built larger houses and now you live in the larger houses and you don't talk to anybody and you just go to like Walmart and stuff and you don't actually communicate with the outside world and you let yourself become alienated? Good. This will be important for survival.
Make sure they're doing everything in their power.
Oh my god. I know that. No, yeah, every fucking time. Every fucking time. Like,
Is that
I
regardless of
keep
what may or
meaning
may
every
not
time
occur as a
Jay and I
result of
move, we're like, we want to, like,
all of these
you
things
know,
will still
but
be useful to you and your
you
family.
never do, and then it's like, hey,
efforts to organize with our
it's like I want to
neighbors
be a
will
good
beneficial
neighbor, but
to all parties
I,
concerned, no matter what does or does not happen.
life is busy, you know? Immensity is not itself a good thing. A living man is worth more than a lifeless galaxy. People could learn something from this.
There is an ancient myth of what might have been the most highly advanced civilization ever to dwell on the planet Earth. But that is indeed just an ancient myth. We're now, without question, living in one of the greatest periods in all human history. It's both an exciting and challenging time to be alive. We both enjoy
exciting. That's a word for it.
by the unbelievably rapid advancements in human ingenuity and technology. Yet, how
there will
fragile
never
do we
be
now
a
find
chaotic
ourselves
outbreak of really bad
every
shit
night?
that's any worse for us than this, you guys. This is as bad as it gets.
As we indicated earlier in this program, there are no Y2K experts. No one knows exactly what, if anything, will happen. And our individual and collective response to Y2K is actually far more important than Y2K itself.
The experts that we're dealing with indicate that it's going to hit hard and heavy for a while, maybe look like what some are calling a meltdown scenario for a week or two, and then it's going to level out more to brown out.
On a scale of 1 to 5, how bad the Y2K is going to be globally, 5 being the worst.
I'd rate you at like
I would say
one,
globally, they're at
1.5. Why?
In the States, we have been at a 4. I think we're going to.
Why are his eyes purple? I feel like everyone's already gotten the radiation, you know? I want some radiation. Why am I the only one not getting it?
Major disruptions. I think they're going to be.
Everyone gets things but me.
That we can deal with.
That's not true. People have been very generous to me.
Putting January 1 on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being
I love
the
my
worst
friends.
and 1 being nothing at all.
I'm gonna miss them so much.
My assumption is somewhere around a 2.5. Again, an annoyance, a nuisance, a lot of different things that don't work.
So is the long and short of this that a lot of people just think, granted, they just said there's no experts, but do these supposed experts tell us that it's just probably going to be, you know, nothing ever actually happens? You know, history is a continuous cycle of, like, outrage, concern, and conspiracy, and at the end of the day, it's something boring and dumb.
Can only be a 5. It can't be any less than a 5.
I would probably have to rate this right in the middle at 2.5.
So no one's even sure. The supposed experts can't even agree.
An inevitable circumstance.
I would put the year 2000 problem for the world at a 3 with a wait and see attitude.
In a very real way,
all we can do is take
bets. Responsible for Y2K. There's no one to blame, morally or otherwise. We've all benefited from the technologies which have improved our lives. And we
Look
have
how big this speaker
those
is.
Same technologies to develop at
Whoa,
ever
that's
more
a
accelerated
big
rates.
resistor.
And yes, perhaps we are now realizing that we've taken them a bit for granted and have indeed become too dependent
And maybe
upon the
shouldn't have
byproducts of our
replaced all of
collective
our
innovations.
human workers with robotic
And
arms.
So, we must not only prepare as families and work together as neighbors, but we need also use this moment in the development of our civilization as an opportunity to look at the long-range effects of all our human endeavors.
Sure.
Looking beyond Y2K, whatever perils our very human ambitions and short-sightedness may lead us to, our even more powerful human spirit will find a way to overcome. So, let us use the Y2K challenge.
I have a program that was ripped from a single source AI out of a human being. That's human spirit, right?
Perhaps the most important opportunity we've ever had. If the omission of 2 simple digits can have worldwide impact several decades after its inception,
what if we omitted 3?
Before we rush too far forward, what are we doing now in genetic engineering, with cloning, with the development of bacteriological warfare life forms?
I think that cloning thing is going to be a really important thing going forward.
That could have long-term.
Maybe I'll leave my DNA with someone. They could turn me into a sheep or something. I don't know.
Do
I have DNA?
The caretakers
I don't know
of
how
this
stuff
world.
works. Don't mind me.
What can we do to protect our home, our island in space?
Island in space. Island in space. Island in space. Oh yeah. Woo. My DNA is safe in my hands. Hell yeah. Did anyone learn anything from that? Do you think we're gonna be alright? What is this music? I don't know. It's very like, goodbye everyone, we had a good run. If this gets muted, I'm gonna laugh so hard. What? Chicago unit. Seattle unit. Absolute unit. Unit! It's so ominous. Well, I mean, we live in trying times. Like, realistically speaking, this could be the end of everything as we know it. I was going to watch a choppy live broadcast of this funny man named Germo or something like that, but he stopped doing that. Apparently he, like, retired, so, like, we don't even have that to pay attention to while we watch everything fall apart. Real bummer. I mean, really all we can do is throw on Hamster Dance and maybe watch a few episodes of Angry Kid while we wait to see what happens, but, you know, you never know. Sorry. All rights reserved. Want to have our rights in order as a media brand while everything falls apart into ruin, you know? If the world keeps spinning, Nimoy needs those checks. Okay, well that was probably our longest and most informative video yet. What's this?
You recall the fate of Atlantis. The primary question
we already
for
heard
our
from you.
civilization as we approach the year 2000 is
Already did this. You already know, this is just the same thing. Hold on a minute, hold on a minute.
To far outpace our human ability.
I mean, I guess I'm out of it. I heard LimeWire is better. Is it? Nimoy again! I'm gonna fire up Napster and find that song. Hell yeah. It'll probably say it's like Alanis Morissette or something. Listen, you guys, I found this thing called Chicken Dance, and it was just like, it just said that it was Blue Man Group. If something is electric, if something's electronic music, it's either Blue Man Group or it's like fucking, like, what is it, like, what was the name of that fucking up-and-comer, that little, who's like everyone obsessed with right now? Oh no, there's like a couple other like electronic bands that are just like credited with everything. Is this Trent Reznor? Maybe something like I don't know, more like I'm trying to remember what the hell their name is. Something like the Crystal Method. I don't know, but they're like them. Keep getting like credited with things. I found I'm Blue Dabadi MP3 Blue Man Group. I'm gonna be listening to that on repeat while I watch everything burn to nothing. He's that new kid on the block. Yeah, no, Trent Reznor. He's a cool guy. Cool guy. Makes some cool music. Cool dude. But yeah, so that's I guess that's all I have for this. Beyond that, the only thing left to do now is just, you know, watch cartoons until we die. What do we do? Y2K defeated. Yes, I believe that this is going to take care of it. Honestly, I think that should be okay. Well then. You know what time it is. Let's see. Here we go. Sorry, it's taking a while for my dial-up to connect, so the movement's kind of blah. Hopefully they fix those computers and pacemakers. Here's hoping. This is how we're going out. Actually, wait, this makes me think. Here we are. I keep seeing this popping up on the AOL homepage. Why does your finger smell so bad? What the fuck?
Stinky.
It's been places, apparently.
Oh, God.
I love claymation. Like there's two British guys. Yeah. Well, it's a guy and a dog, I think. Man, comedy can go nowhere but up from here, I'm sure of it. Alright, well, that's that. What about this? Growlithe and Womit or something? I think so, yeah.
Dad,
Yes?
what was going on last night?
What do you mean?
Well, I got up to go to the toilet and there were all these strange noises coming from you and Mum. Mostly from Mum, actually. First I thought she was like crying, but then she kept saying, "Ooh, yeah, don't stop, don't stop." And I got really confused.
Are you sure you weren't just dreaming?
No, I was definitely awake.
Titanic sinking scene, but instead of violin music, it's hamster dance. Hell yeah.
What did you do wrong?
Wrong?
Well, at one point, Mum said you were a very bad boy, and there's all this moaning and groaning and ooh,
I think you must have been dreaming, son.
No, I wasn't. What's a butt plug?
Should we go and see a film tonight?
Boys at school said you were probably giving Mum a damn good seeing to. What do they mean by that then?
No idea.
Mum?
Who knew you could find this stuff on the World Wide Web, huh?
£5 if you never mention this again.
10.
Done.
Result. How much is a butt plug?
Streaming video? You must have a crazy internet connection. No, yeah, listen, like, I am... Between you and I might have gained access to a few different servers and different connections throughout different government... it doesn't matter. Point is, I make do. I do what I can. There's this guy who, like, named Justin trying to make, like, a .tv thing or whatever that it doesn't sound like it's gonna become anything, but, like, he's trying to outdo me, and, like, I'm just like, man, come on. But anyway... Where do we go from here? Let's see here. Let's get this VOD muted! Woo! Now let's see, where is that? Let's do, oh yeah. I was watching this over on their site the other day. This animation is incredible. Nothing will ever look this good ever again. I wish I had spring arms. We should make a game with that. Let's reuse that animation. Yeah, we're absolutely getting the VOD muted today. It's okay, who's gonna watch it? We're all gonna be dead, right? These little things that we think about so often. How lofty. How pointless. Oh God! I see fishes in my sleep, and you wrapped around my feet like concrete, and you wrapped around my feet like concrete, and you wrapped around my feet like concrete, and it's you. You know, I think this guy's going somewhere. I believe that we have at least a couple more decades of these guys making music. It's so catchy, you know? Cool beans. Good stuff. Well, honestly, y'all, in lieu of anything else that we can do with this whole Y2K situation, there's only one thing left that we can do. This is how we're going out. Everyone, I know it's a shorter stream, but damn it, I need to get water, I need to get food supplies, I need to prepare for the absolute worst. That being the case, everyone, make sure you get what you need. Do take care of yourselves. Please take care of each other during these trying times, and for the love of God, as everyone begins to get killed and blown up and irradiated in a way that we can only imagine at this time until everything actually comes down, try to brace yourself in this horrendous hell world so that we can finally somehow get through it all. I have hope in humanity overall. You have a good one too, Toki. Everyone, please take care of yourselves. Best of luck in this crazy time, Breezy. You all as well. Everyone, take care. I'll see you hopefully in the new year. We'll see what happens. Bye.